Empire State hip-hop icon Jay-Z attempted to create a successful luxury cannabis line 4 years ago, but it has been unable to survive in a highly competitive market. Apparently, it's $50 joints. Weren't they like $80, Jason, when they first came out?
Yeah.
I don't know, they're saying 50. Yeah. Article says $50 joint. So
remember when we were at at
the opening at Josephine and
Billy's?
Billy's?
Josephine and Billy's. Yeah. Their grand debut. There was such hope for that brand.
So much hope. Monogram was operated by the parent company before it was acquired by Gold Flora Group Corp last summer. Currently, Gold Flora is in the midst of receivership proceedings and is currently ascending down a, quote, death spiral, as described by Darren Story of Coastal Sun Farm. Sean Carter, known to many others as Jay-Z, served as the parent company's chief visionary officer before the takeover, but his only cannabis leadership role now is at a failing company. They're going in on him. Monogram products cannot be found in stock at any of the California or Arizona dispensaries listed on its website. The parent company once had a cash balance exceeding $500 million, but it managed to blow through all of that and merged into a now deteriorating cannabis operator. In an interview with FSF Gate last week, renowned cannabis investor, Glasshouse Brands strategic advisor Seth Yakatan said that Monogram reviews were generally terrible. Monogram was supposed to be an ultra premium product, and I don't know anyone who tried it and thought that it was anything more than mid-tier. Oof. Jay's company tried to market the expensive joints as being quote unquote hand rolled, but his celebrity name and this feature were not enough to inspire people to spend half a Benjamin on one reefer cigarette. Dunn goes in constantly on the article, and he goes on to say that Monogram now joins the ranks of companies that relied on having famous founders for their marketing schemes without any substance and strategy needed to be successful. Tough market conditions are a key factor too. Flo Kana, associated with comedian and actress Chelsea Handler, is another recent celebrity marijuana failure. It ceased operations early 2023 due to overwhelming financial issues. I had no idea Chelsea Handler was part of Flo Kana. I thought that was just all their fault from the jump, but okay. Also with Whoopi and Goldberg's medical cannabis company in Maya, which shut down in 2020 due to a conflict between Goldberg and co-founder Maya Elizabeth. Like Monogram, this company had an extremely hard time thriving in California's cutthroat market, another key reason for its disappearance. Okay, that's enough of that. Me. So as an admitted Jay-Z stan when it comes to the music, I'll also admit that I did when they first launched. Me, as Jason just said, I thought it was trash. Keep it a buck. It was trash. It's overpriced booth, but it was hype, and like everything else was at the time. A lot of stuff still is now, and it did what it was supposed to do. I think Yakatan was spot on calling Monogram mid at best. But I think that Jay's mission was accomplished by what he was setting out to do: make money, make a big splash, and get the fuck out. He also gave other people of color in the industry a huge lifeline that couldn't be found anywhere else at the time. The parent company came in with the now much maligned SPAC wave, early COVID, where we saw a slew of cannabis companies essentially given a blank check to operate, and this led to a very predictable outcome for most of those. One of my good friends, when he met a co-founder of Josephine and Billy's here in LA, it was one of the beneficiaries of that parent company, Cash. They were doing all they could to raise money to support their vision. Social equity, black, woman owned. You know the deal. Last in line for quote unquote traditional investor cash. TCPO's acquisition not only helped them with the essentials needed to finally launch Jay's garbage gas pre-rolls as a marquee product by default. Got Josephine and Billy in the press. Got people talking. It is needed for that initial marketing push, which is oh so essential for new dispensaries in saturated markets. So am I mad at Jay-Z and Rock Nation for selling overpriced booth packs in the name of marketing? No. Am I mad at Monograms that Monogram has finally gone for good? Not even a little bit. I think it's just another overhyped brand that came and went in my eyes, and I'm just glad Jay-Z and the parent company were able to bring actual operators, actual OGs in the game along for that ride with them to reinvigorate their brands and their businesses too. So Am I looking forward to Jay-Z's return to the cannabis? No. But this is the way that it goes, man. There's capitalism. People buy shit because of sometimes it's because of the people who are selling them, and I'm surprised that they lasted this long. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High 9 News, calling it as it is. I'd like to hear from you guys.
So did the parent co change their corporate name to Illegitimate Parent Co after this?
The Latchkey Co. Absentee parent company.
Yeah, something like that. That would have been good. They should have done something like that. I mean, I'm not necessarily surprised. There wasn't really a big what would you say, link to the legacy of cannabis with this brand. I didn't see a lot of people gravitate towards it. It was just, to me, it kind of looked more like a cash grab. Like, hey, we're going to sell this stuff for overpriced prices, and because it's Jay-Z's name on it, people are going to buy it and they're going to love it, and and that was like their whole marketing plan, it seemed like.
It kept his name in the news. You know, it kept his name in the news. It brought some good people along with it. Like, I was very happy to see Josephine and Billy's finally get off the ground. Been marching on the ground with Whitney and Ebony, her partner, since 2016, before the market even opened up over here. So to see them finally get some money, and then also blow up her apothecary brand too, which is fantastic, by the way. Like cannabis humidors. And she just was not getting any money from anywhere else. So, so I think it did some good, as opposed to like some of these other cash grab brands. I am very surprised that it lasted this long, and I did not know it was still a thing. I thought it died long ago. So rest in peace, Monogram.
Man,
$50 for a joint is just stupid. I mean, it's just stupid. What were they thinking?
No one wants a Monogram for that price.
Not a chance.
I mean, there's $50. No, there's $50 joints out there. It's just it has the brand recognition behind it.
Has the hype.
Monogram tried to just capitalize on Jay-Z's celebrity, and guess what? No one gives a shit because no one gives a shit. Your product has to actually be good if you're going to try to sell it at the highest price. And look, I mean, it's great, like the marketing and the sales pitch that all these, cannabis consulting groups or professionals out here are saying to these organizations, like they're, in New York City, they're in these, boardrooms and these high-rise buildings, and they're just, regurgitating really what they've heard that they like, and regurgitating what they think that these people want to hear, and they can sell the story. Execution is 100% where everyone fails in this business. If you can't execute, you need to get the hell out the way and let the people that can do, and that's it.
It seems like the duffel bag boys should have focused on backpack boys.
I guess so, man.
The bodega boys.
I see what you
still think a $50 joint. I don't care who's rolling it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, there's some pretty bougie stuff out there right now. Like I have a pre-roll right now sitting on my desk that there's no paper on the outside. It's like a keef wrap, and then it's flour, and then there's a hash hole in the middle. And
there's paper in there, bro. There's paper in between that keef and that and that weed. No. There's a layer of distillate and paper.
No. I'm not trying to do a plug, but this is for that brand that El Rock told you about, and this is not. There is no paper in it. So depending upon the inputs and what's in it, a $50 joint doesn't necessarily mean that it's just a little bit of flour and it's just a cone.
You gotta bring that heat.
Blah blah blah.
You gotta bring the heat with that shit, though, right?
But you got to bring the heat. And as Saman said, industry's high on vision, low on execution. This would be a very different story if the celebrity was attached to something that was quality. Like I think we can all agree that Wiz is doing it different, and so it's not like the death of the celebrity brand is, that model can't work. It's that it has to be unique, and there still has to be value, and it has to be good. So if you're a luxury brand and you're not a luxury product, I think to me that's the story. And if you have a really cool title like Chief Visionary Officer, if you're not smoking your own product and being very, very diligent about making sure that the quality that's coming out is reflective of where you're positioning your own personal brand, that's going to be a problem every single time. I didn't really see him involved in a way that was super visible. And so I agree that Jason, that seems more like a cash grab than a contribution to the industry. But it does on paper make sense. There has been a nexus between music and marijuana for a really long time. I don't think that goes away.
Well, Ben LeBone in the chat, Ben LeBone in the chat, he says a Kevin Sabet brand would do better.
Save it. You got no weed in there. You open that shit up, and it's just dust.
Yeah. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say, Saman?
Dock Walkers called DEA hearings.
I was just gonna say, I wanted to just echo what Yarrow says. I didn't want to poo-poo celebrity brands. It's not like that doesn't have some kind of weight in the world and in the game. I mean, we've been stuck with this Hollywood kind of situation for a long time, and we've grown accustomed to it, and we still have a reverence for that. But I mean, from someone who's benefited all around from both celebrity brands and these SPACs that obviously are changing the landscape of how cannabis looks today. I think that there's something to say for just doing something solid. And Jason has seen there's been markets that are eager to accept celebrity brands if it's in the most reasonable price band and it's a quality, consistent product. So again, it's just like there's people that have been doing this for a long time, pretty consistently. The proof is in the pudding. The programs are pretty much entrained and entrenched in these municipalities and in these markets. So you don't need to like reinvent the wheel. You just need to focus on good quality product. There's great cultivators out there, definitely in the great state of California and around the country as I'm seeing. So guess what? Pick and choose wisely, people. Don't just go for fall for the hype marketing. It's usually trash.
Well,
it's got to be good weed. Yeah, it's got to be good weed.
I want to add this real quick there. 100% everything you and Yarrow are saying. The celebrity brands that do make it, those motherfuckers are on the ground, right? You got to be on the ground.
That's right.
You got to be doing the groundwork. Like, this is not just like some other bullshit liquor brand where you just like put some commercials out and it's gonna work. You have to be on the ground because people actually care about what they're smoking. If they're gonna be smoking, if they're gonna be paying a premium for what they're consuming in this shit, like why do you think motherfuckers are still getting shit from the trap? Because it's cheaper, right? And you still have high quality shit for cheaper. So I think that was a huge miss. And another thing I did not want to leave out, but I did there. Yeah, Troy Datcher, their CEO, died before the acquisition there too.
So selfish.
I wonder if that had anything to do. Right? I wonder if any of this has anything to do with the Diddy list that are going to be released. I'm saying I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it.
I made the whole story without even talking about the Diddy list.
Just saying. I'm just saying. I wonder if any of that has to do with it. But also too.
I'm not going. Hey,
Jeremy Grove.
It has nothing to do with it because Jay-Z removed himself from the company before that Gold Flora acquisition.
So you're gonna say, but did he drop it?
Even post mortem now, like Jay-Z's name is still in it, and they're talking about this shit again, and he hasn't even been involved with anything with it since before that Gold Flora acquisition, anyways. But
did he drop it?
It just goes to show.
Just wondering.
It just goes to show that people in America we're attracted to the wrong things.
Well, speaking of attracted to the wrong things, Jeremy Grove says I'd pay $50 for a Mitch McConnell rolled joint. This might be a parody gummy when we launch some THCA, some marijuana Mitch. You know what I mean?
That's that real granddaddy perk.
Where do you think his fingers have been?
Purple hands.
I ain't smelling those fingers, Todd.
No way. I don't want him rolling my fucking joint. No way.
Man.
You are so disgusting. I love you. The other thing also, just to beat this monogram into an asterisk.
Right.
There's an argument to be made that there could have been a different trajectory if the brand had looked at a larger play across a greater number of states, i.e. markets, i.e. Jay-Z has an international following, and to have it only be concentrated in a couple states, one of which, while arguably the largest cannabis economy in the world, has seen substantial volatility and contraction. Would this be a different story if Monogram was in Illinois?
He should have launched his brand in New York. That would have been great.
Exactly.
Jason, a quick history lesson. Do you remember why?
What's that? Why what?
Because him and Puffy were gonna go head to head. Like Jay-Z had California, Arizona, a couple other West Coast states, and then Puffy.
Oh, I'm sure they were gonna go head to head.
I bet.
Columbia, the whole Columbia care. So
that's right.
Like, fuck it, I took the bait.
Mm-hmm.
It was gonna be some bi-coastal sword crossing shit where Jay-Z with the whole Columbia care. A Diddy with the Columbia care deal that fell through. I know Columbia care is thanking Jesus for that one.
Yeah, they are.
He's going to have Massachusetts, New York, and Illinois, and Jay-Z was going to be going with his shit here on the West Coast. But everything happens as it should. And all
it was more head to butt than it was head to head, though.
Maybe it was a little bit of a docking, if you will.
I'm surprised you guys aren't calling it